Hey everybody, Amazing Atheist here, slightly on the tipsy side of the present moment in time that exists at this moment now, which is downwards, I guess. Anyway, we're going to answer some questions. I feel like Captain Awesome because I'm smiling as I'm talking. Philipstrom asks, Bravo! That's not a fucking question, Philipstrom. Better luck next time. Eric, 712. Would you be proud of your sister if all your friends told you that she gave the best blowjobs in town? Which sister? I got 3 of them. My two older sisters are lesbians, so I don't imagine that they give very many blowjobs. Perhaps they do. I don't know. Do lesbians wear strap-ons and then blow each other? It seems kind of superfluous. Well, and of course, I mean, I guess I'd be proud of them. I mean, if you are a lesbian and you're still the best cocksucker in an entire town in which you live, then, I mean, that's talent right there. I mean, because, you know, you don't even get much practice. I mean, so, and then my younger sister is, like, 6 or 7, you know? So, I guess if she was the best cocksucker in town, I mean, you know, that's impressive at that age. I mean, you know, I guess only, you know, I mean, I don't know, I'd be kind of distressed that all my friends were pedophiles, but other than that, I guess I'd be proud, you know? What is your opinion of Brett Keane burning a Bible? Well, you know, I'm not too keen, or Brett, I'm not too Brett Keane. Brett Keane? It's a pun. That's not a pun. It's not a fucking pun. It's a wordplay. I'm using wordplay. I'm very clever like that. I'm extremely drunk right now. I'm not too keen on people burning any book, whether it's, you know, no matter what the content of said book is, but of the books out there, you know, burning a Bible is okay, because, I mean, most households have a Bible, and you know, a lot of households have 2 or 3, and some have tons. I mean, so, I mean, if you're gonna burn a book, it should be the Bible, because it's such a fucking common book anyway, you know. But I'm not a big fan of book burning in general, no matter what the content of the book may be. So where do I send my questions? Can you declare war on child molesters? Yes, I can, but I'm not going to. Why declare war on something that most of the country's already against? It's kind of purpose fucking defeating. You know? I'll declare war on things that I see fit. I'm more likely to declare war on the people that declare war on child molesters. Not because I'm pro-child molester or anything, but just because I'm always going to be the one who goes against the status quo. I'm not going to be the one in support of it, even if it is a good idea. I'm always going to be the one pushing the fucking boundaries and trying to go against what people think is popular, the social norms. You know, I hate to admit it, but if this was a mostly atheistic nation, I might just be theistic just to be contrary. I don't know. Probably not, because my irrationality only goes so far. But there's definitely a contrarian nation. There's definitely a natural contrarian component to my personality. So never going to see me taking on something so popular as a cause. Bagel or English muffins or toast? Sourdough toast. My question, what are your views on transsexualisms? I get flamed by religious people about this, but they clearly know nothing of what it's like to live in the wrong body, and it is an issue that was not recognizable in biblical times. Transsexualism, being born in the wrong body. I do know what it's like to be born in the wrong body, because my real body is not actually a fat body, but a really, like, muscular body. it's like muscular and well toned and like just really defined, you know, and like I have, you know, nice like pectoral muscles and like a six pack, and I'm like huge and just totally ripped, and I'm just like so fucking strong and powerful, and I can run for fucking miles without even breaking a sweat. That's my natural body. This body here, this isn't me. This is not really me. So I can relate to your plight, my transsexual friends. I can relate to your fucking plight. I so can relate to your fucking plight. My boss is a hardcore Christian and sometimes talks about religion at work, so I want to punch him in the face and tell him to shut the fuck up. What should I do? Punch him in the face and tell him to shut the fuck up. You got the answer right there, bitch. No, seriously, you know, I mean, just tell him you're not fucking comfortable around that shit. I mean, like, you know, tell him, I mean, if he's gonna fucking discuss Christianity at work, you're gonna discuss how Christianity is bullshit at work. You know, and just tell him, you know, I mean, do you need the job so fucking bad that you're gonna put up with that shit? I mean, you know, if the job is so important to you that you're willing to listen to that shit, then just shut your mouth and fucking grit your teeth and fucking go through it. But if you're so fucking frustrated by it, then you need to fucking open your mouth and say something. Say, look, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in that nonsense, and you're entitled to believe whatever the fuck you want, but don't try to push that shit off of me. I don't want to hear it. And that's your fucking right to do that. And, you know, if he fires you, you know, he fucking fires you. Plenty of work out there. You know, I mean, the economy's not nearly so bad as the fucking media have you believe. Let's see. What do you think that a lot of religious feel... God damn it, would you people learn to fucking type, please? Why do you think that a lot of religious people feel that they have to save everyone from hell instead of letting people live their lives? I mean, I don't necessarily care what people believe. I'm not going to try to change that. I realize that the Bible might tell them to save others, but is there a more complicated answer to that? You know, if I was a Christian, I'd be trying to save people. I mean, I think if you're a Christian and you're just going to, like, let people go to hell, I mean, that's kind of an asshole-ish thing to do. If I believed that there was a lake of everlasting fire where people's soul, or the souls of the unsaved go to burn for all eternity, I would try my best to make sure that everyone gets saved, just because, I mean, it's kind of a dick thing not to. I mean, so, I mean, I fully understand. I think that's fully consistent. If I was a Christian, I'd be trying to save people too. I can't fault them for that. You know, I'm glad that they're trying to save me. In fact, the Christians that say that they don't want to try to save me are the ones that kind of offend me, because they're the ones that are saying, well, we'll just let you burn in hell then. And that kind of mentality disturbs me. More than the ones that are trying to save me. Besides, the ones that try to save you are fucking amusing anyway. Why would you want to remove that source of entertainment from your life? What conflicts exist in your life? I don't know. Fuck, nothing. I mean, I don't have no conflicts. I mean, the conflicts I have are like, you know, the stuff I do on here, really. I mean, this is where I get my conflict from. I mean, there's no conflict. I have kind of, I guess, maybe some internal conflict, but I'm not going to get into that. I mean, this isn't about that. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck you. Bitch! We don't have any internal conflicts! Yes, we do, TJ. You must tell them! No! Please! No! Please! Die! Oh! On to the next question. How do you react when you see something frightening? I get fucking scared. What the fuck kind of question is that? I get frightened by things that are frightening. Duh! I mean, I don't know. I run away, you know? I fucking scream. My fucking eyes bulge out of my skull. You know, I don't, you know, I mean... You know, what answer do you expect to that question? What do you do when you see something frightening? I whip out my dick and start jerking off. You know, I mean, what do you people ask some stupid fucking questions to me, man? Maybe they're just stupid because I'm so fucking wasted, or not really wasted, but I'm like not sober, that's for sure. Anyway, you swear an awful lot. Why? I'm not sure that was how I was supposed to enunciate that. Oh, wait, there's more, sorry. You swear an awful lot, why? And then it says, all I'm saying is that words have more effect if you use them less. I mean, you say fuck so often it's lost its meaning as a swear word. What? I don't think there's supposed to be two whats. What is there for you to say when you're really pissed? You know, I hear that a lot. People say that if you swear so much that swearing loses all impact, but it's not really true, because I think I think it's more of a tonal thing than anything. It's like, you know, you're sitting there, and I say, yes, I went to the fucking movies with this motherfucker, and I'm like fucking sitting there, and then this motherfucker cuts in line, I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker! You see how it still has the same impact there, even though I was using profanity all throughout? I mean, maybe the impact is, it's lessened a little bit because there's not the profane shock value or whatever. But you could still tell between the passive fucks and the aggressive fucks. I mean, and besides, I don't, you know, if I get really angry at someone, I'll call them a communist. I'll say, you fucking communist. And that really is more of my way of insulting people. If I say motherfucker, it's usually a term of endearment. If I say communist, that's when I really don't like you. Are you going to block me like Brett Keane did? I hope not. It makes my cat Song Lion weep. No. That's from this chick called Mel Basket or something. I don't mind her text comments. I can't stand her fucking voice, though. If I try to watch her videos, I feel my brain kind of imploding on itself as a defense mechanism against hearing her annoying fucking voice. So, no, I'm not going to block you, Mel Basket, but if you try to do a video response, I may just shoot myself. And don't do a video response to this just to be cute, because that would be fucking stupid. Okay. If there was a God and you could ask him, it says could, and you could ask him a question, what will it be? Wow, you changed tenses in the middle of the sentence. Neat. Here's my question to God. What the fuck, dude? That's my question. Let's see. Do you ever think about killing yourself knowing there's no God and no afterlife, therefore everything you do in this life is pointless and not worth doing and a complete waste of time and energy? Why does God all of a sudden make things not pointless? To me, if there was a God, that would make things fucking pointless. If there was a God that ordained our every action, or at least had control over it, that was going to punish or reward us or whatever, that'd be purpose-defeating. In a world that there is none of that shit, where we have to make our own place in the world, have to make our own dents, you know, that's the fucking world that can have meaning. That's the world with fucking purpose in it. If there's a fucking God that just controls everything, then that's the fucking world that's devoid of meaning. So you got your shit fucking backwards, man. You're thinking the wrong fucking way, okay? It's not that there's really a wrong way to think when it comes to things like that. But you're definitely looking at a glass and saying, "Wow, half empty," you know. And I'm not saying that I'm the optimist that says it's half full. It's both half full and half empty, and you can choose to view it however the fuck you want. But don't try to make life meaningless just because you need a God. I don't need no fucking God to make my life meaningful. I'm fucking perfectly fucking happy, and I think my life has plenty of fucking meaning and purpose as it fucking is. And no, I've never considered fucking killing myself. Well, I have, maybe when I was a teenager, you know, maybe when I was like a fucking youngster, you know. But, what I was going to do, I was going to have a note. I actually had this great fucking suicide note, okay? I was going to kill myself, and I was going to leave a note on the door that just said, "I'm bored, period." And then they'd open the door and see me hanging there. You know, I just thought that'd be fucking awesome. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to die. Let's keep going. Okay, he posted the same one again, so let's skip that. People too often ask me, why would you want to take something away from someone that gives them so much comfort? Religion, of course. I don't actually want to take it away. I just want them to open up their minds. So I let them in on what I know. What would you say when someone asked you this question? I do not understand what the fuck you are saying. I think you're trying to say to me that why would I try to take away someone's religious comfort? Couldn't you have just asked me that without fucking giving me this big fucking paragraph with all this padded nonsense? I mean, you can't fucking write, so why would you bother with that shit? Just ask me the fucking question. the shorter the fucking span of you typing things out, the shorter, less time you have to fuck things up. Anyway, here's the fucking deal, bro, or sister, whatever you are. I don't give a shit about people's comfort. I don't give a shit if, you know, I mean, if people want comfort, they can try fucking heroin. It's much more comforting than religion, I hear. You know, so, I mean, we're not going to argue here based upon what's the most positive idea. Besides, I think I'm a happier person than most fucking Christians. Most fucking Christians I know are fucking depressed. They're fucking sad with their lives. They feel like they're fucking, I don't know. I don't really think it has much to do with it. You know, a lot of people say that Christianity has given them comfort. I don't really think that they can really attribute to that. I think people are kind of depressed when they are Christian and then become atheist. But as someone who's been atheist my whole life, I've never really needed that comfort. You know, even in my darkest times, I've never turned to that fucking source for comfort. You know, I turned to fucking, movies and music and art and literature and all that stuff. I think that's plenty, that's all the God I fucking need. Thank you very much. Okay, this person asked 2 questions. Have you ever had any dramatic experiences with Christians in public? For example, I once got jumped by 2 born-again Christians at the mall who tried to proselytize and convert me. Has this ever happened to you? Once, when I was a kid, a nun called me a spawn of Satan because I was talking during a play that I guess there were some nuns at for whatever reason. Besides Elfen Lied, are there any other animes you're interested in? I thought Evangelion was a really cool series, even though Shinji is kind of an annoying character to me. Not so much the character, but the fucking voice actor. They got this guy, his name is Spike Spencer, I believe is the voice actor's name. I don't like that guy. He does this really whiny, high-pitched voice that really kind of gets to me. I loved Full Metal Alchemist, although I hate Full Metal Alchemist fans. Hold on, I'm getting a drink. I love the show. I love the show Full Metal Alchemist, but I hate Full Metal Alchemist fans because they're mostly like teenage girls and shit that kind of like miss the whole point of the show. And you know, I mostly liked it because I could kind of relate. Because it was, I mean, the main character, even though he does these things that to us in this reality would be the equivalent of magic, within the context of the world he exists within, he's really more of a skeptic, and he is definitely atheistic. And I just was really kind of, it was really kind of cool to have an atheistic, skeptical kind of hero to relate to, even if that was just a small part of his personality that wasn't really accentuated. And there was a lot of criticisms of religion in that show that I thought were really valid and cool. I really like to see that in mainstream entertainment. Plus, just cool imagery and just a really heartfelt story. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And let me see. I like Trigun because that was a really unique concept. The concept of a gunman that travels the country, travels a planet. It's about this gunman that travels this desert planet, and he never kills anybody, is the thing. You know, he dispenses justice and stuff, but he never actually, but he has this code where he doesn't ever kill anyone. He'll never even, you know, he tries not to even injure anybody when he can avoid it. I thought that was really cool. It's kind of a Christ metaphor. Good shit. Let me see, anything else? I have the DVDs of the show called This Ugly Yet Beautiful World, which I think was done by Gainax. I could be mistaken there. That was a pretty decent show. Baki the Grappler is terrible, but it's kind of entertaining just in how bad it is. Speedgrapher is really good, really underrated series. Yeah, I'm a pretty big anime fan. I'm not not really heavily into it, but I'm not so close-minded that I dismiss the genre entirely. There's a lot of terrible shit out there, though. So, anyway, let's move on. Do you think that modern Christians believe Jesus invented morals because they follow his teachings and don't take the Bible and God literally? I don't understand the question, so moving on. My question is about intelligent design. Forget all the religious theories of gods that wish to take case of their creations. My question is, could you see intelligent design as possible beginning, so to speak? I mean, humans have created many things with many flaws. Is it possible that intelligent beings created the universe out of boredom or just for simple fun and left it be afterwards? Yes, it is possible. It is certainly possible. Anything is possible. It is not at all probable, because here's why. If the sole mechanism of complexity is a creator, then who created the creator? It would have to be an endless litany of creators eventually. I mean, you know, you'd have to. I mean, if you explain the universe by saying creator, then you still have to explain the fucking creator. So you're right back where you fucking started from. But of course, yes, it is possible, but there's no reason to speculate that it would be at all likely, and there's no reason for us to posit that hypothesis, because it's ridiculously retarded, and it's still based upon something that we made up in our primitive days, back when we thought the sun was a fucking chariot that rides through the fucking sky. Okay? You know, it's, you know, but it's possible, yeah, whatever. It's possible, so I'll give you that. Possible. And I mean, like, it's like possible in the same way that it's possible that, you know, I could fuck Pamela Anderson and Carmen Electra and Charlize Theron in one fucking night and film it all and put it on YouTube and get 20 million subscribers and stuff. Yeah, whatever, possible. Okay. Have you seriously considered a career in stand-up? Comedy is really too underappreciated in this country for me to consider doing that. There's not enough money in it. I don't like being in front of crowds. I do not like people whatsoever. I'm not the kind of person that likes to be in a room where everyone's paying attention to me. I have in the past done things in front of audiences that I think you know, I had fun and the audience was amused. I've even you know, we've done stuff like that, like in school and stuff like that. And but the thing is, I mean, it's just, I don't know, you know, it's really seems to me like people. I mean, there's really not. I don't know. I don't, you know, it's. My message is really more. I think that YouTube really is a better place for my kind of humor, because the people who like this kind of stuff can seek it out actively. I'm not going to try to convert people. I'm not going to deal with hostile crowds. If someone starts yelling at me, if I have a heckler, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and fucking knee him in the fucking face. Okay? There's not going to be I'm not going to come up with some witty, clever comeback or anything. And another thing is, I don't feel like being funny all the fucking time. I mean, if you watch my videos, sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm fucking not. And I have no control over it whatsoever. Like, right now, I don't know if I'm funny or not. I don't know. I'm kind of like tipsy, and I felt like high energy in the beginning, but I feel my energy's kind of like starting to fade now. So I'm not sure if I'm being funny or if I'm just being stupid or ridiculous. I don't know what's fucking funny. I don't really know what's funny. People tell me I'm funny, but I don't really know which jokes are the ones that work and which ones don't. And I don't really feel like honing it or trying to like turn comedy into some kind of science or anything like that. This question did not warrant an answer this long. I'm going to move on. Are you a libertarian? Yes! Yes, I am a libertarian. I've mentioned that before, but maybe you are new to this whole thing. I'm a libertarian, but I find that as time goes on, I am becoming less and less concerned with politics in this country, for the simple fact that I think I have become too cynical to give a shit one way or the other. Alright. Do you know anything about string theory? I know enough that I can feel like I kind of understand it myself, but I do not know enough to feel like I could discuss it with anyone else. I do not know enough that I feel like I could explain it in any way, shape, or form to anyone else. I know basically the most basic version of string theory. I don't know. I'm planning on getting into it, but I'm really more. Cosmology isn't really my thing too much. I'm really When it comes to sciences, I'm really more interested in social sciences and biology and life science and genetics and marine biology and stuff like that. Really I'm more interested in people and organisms and just life and how it works and stuff like that. That to me is really compelling. Cosmology is really kind of something that, while it is interesting, of course, is not something that really captivates my imagination to that same extent. I'm more interested in the organic, I guess, than in the huge scope of things. To me, I mean, maybe this. I mean, to me, almost any person on this planet, if I was given the chance to explore the psyche of a single human being or to explore the entire universe, I would pretty much pick the human being 10 times out of fucking 10. Because I think that's much more interesting to me. People are so dirty and tawdry and fucking... I love fucking picking them apart and seeing what makes them tick. With the universe, I mean, it's so dispassionate and cold and all that stuff. So I'm not really that interested in that. I like things that are capable of subjectivity. Objectivity is not that interesting to me. It's I don't like to deal in cold hard fact too much, which is really kind of strange since I'm an atheist and all. But I really love to deal in the subjective and the unprovable and unproven and stuff like that. But I think maybe that's why I dislike God, because I think he's really something that he's an unnecessary irrationality. I like to see people all with their own unique irrationalities. I'd like to see people that use their irrationalities to create things like artistically rather than scientifically, or rather than trying to compete with science, which is all about objectivity, and I think that's a very necessary component. And, I don't think I could ever be a scientist because I lack that kind of discipline. I consider myself more of a artist, philosopher at times, not so much on here. Here I'm more just a mouthpiece for anger and such. But I think that once you guys read some stuff from my novel that hopefully will be published in the next few years, then you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. I think you'll see where my creativity goes and what kind of philosophy I'm really pushing in my life, more so than you could ever really see just from hearing me rant on YouTube videos. This is really more about venting than forming any sort of coherent ideology here. Sometimes I do that. Let's go to another one. Okay, thanks for taking time to answer. Haven't answered yet, but you're welcome anyway. Who or what is that thing you use as a personal picture? The one above the director tag. Can you tell us why you chose it? That is a drawing I did in Corel Painter. I don't know, maybe that's not Corel. It's just Painter 11, I think it's called. It might be from Corel. I'm not sure if it's from Corel or not. I illegally downloaded it using BitTorrents. Yes, I am a big supporter of illegally downloading software. I think it's fucking great. And you can quote me saying that. And they can take me away if they want to. I'll bleep that out. Jiggy. But yeah, I drew that myself. It's kind of a self-portrait. It's kind of like me if I were a badass motherfucker, which is kind of like my thing. Like, I'm always fantasizing, like, what if I was a badass hitman or samurai or some shit like that? Like, I always have these fantasies, like, daydreams and stuff. Like, I'll go out, like, if I'm sitting at work and stuff, I'm typing stuff out and, like, fucking doing web design or some spreadsheets or some shit like that, and, or, doing some stupid menial fucking labor on my fucking computer, and, I'll get up and, and I'll be like, fuck, I can't handle this anymore, and I'll go out to the garage and I'll just have my little, like, fucking 10-minute playtime, you know, where I go out in the garage and I have my little, like, visions where I'm like a fucking samurai and I have my fucking sword and shit. I'm like, oh yeah. Action sequences and shit, fucking throwing people through windows, and fucking, you know, gunshots and shit. I'm like fucking swinging and fucking knocking bullets out the air with my sword. Ping, 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 shit like that. And everyone like, he's unstoppable, and I decapitate them. Yeah, so I have a pretty healthy fantasy life. Difference between me and Christians, though, is that I don't think my fantasies are fucking real. How do you feel about mythology in general? I've often thought that maybe the saddest thing about if we became an atheist nation would be that we would be the first age without its own mythology. But I really don't think that'd be the case. I really think the things that we have now, like our Spider-Man and our X-Men and even this crappy Lord of the Rings, which I really kind of hate, things like that I think would become our mythology. And I think mythology is fucking great. I think it really reflects, you know, a time and a place and an attitude, you know. So I'm all for mythology. I think mythology is fucking awesome. And if the Bible was just mythology and people didn't take it as literal truth or try to derive morality from it, then I'd be fine with it. I mean, I think there's some really good stories in there. I think Sodom and Gomorrah is a fucking sweet story. I mean, a guy, okay, some God sends some fucking angels into this town, and then the townspeople are like, man, I gotta get me some of that ass. Hey, Lot, send them two sexy bitches out here, man. I won't rape that motherfucker in the ass. No, take my virgin daughters instead. No, send the guy out here. I don't want no girl cunt today. I need me some boy pussy. Yeah. I'm gonna get me some angel. And then God fucking burns the city down and turns Lot's wife to salt. And then Lot, the supposedly only righteous man in this fucking city, fucks his daughters because his daughters think that the world has fucking ended and that they have to procreate the race. I mean, you cannot not love that story. I mean, the only thing that ruins that story partially is that people think it actually fucking happened. Let's move on. What religion angers you most and why? Scientology. Because it has science in the name, and yet is not at all scientific. And I don't like Tom Cruise. Have you ever given any thought to the fact that one day you may fall in love with someone who may not believe what you do in life? How would children be raised? How would wedding, hand fasting, honor ceremony be conducted? Would they be? I don't really think that I express love in the same way that most people do. Marriage would kind of maybe possibly... I mean, I don't know. I think marriage would be out of the question if I continue thinking the way I do now. But if I were to find a girl that was someone I fell in love with and really wanted to marry, and I changed all my views on my own nature sexually and all that, and I decided that I was going to go the traditional route and get married to somebody, then, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I'm going to go that far, if I decide to get married, then I've already profaned my ideas on the whole concept of what I want in a relationship, so I might as well profane all myself in every other way, too. I don't give a shit. As long as she doesn't try to raise the kids Christian. I mean, I wouldn't raise the kids atheist either. I just raise the kids, you know, to you know, not believe anything in particular, and they can decide for themselves at a certain age what they want to believe. You know, if my kids at fucking 13 years old want to believe that there's a magical sky daddy in the fucking clouds, I'm gonna, you know, call them fucking idiots, just like I call anyone else who believes in that shit a fucking idiot. but I'll still love them, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. So that's cool. And let's see. Do you think a human could mate with a chimpanzee? I know I could, baby. If you do that, you can impregnate a chimpanzee, but the fetus will not make it past the. I think it dies in the first trimester, maybe the second. Anyway, it's not recommended. I mean, I wouldn't recommend fucking a chimp. If you really want to, I don't really have any moral qualms against it, but go ahead. What is the worst movie you've ever seen? Personally, I'd go with Home Alone 4. P.S. I also thought... Okay, that's not anything you give a shit about. What's the worst movie I've ever seen, ever? I don't know. Maybe... I usually like bad movies as a thing, so I don't know. There has to be movies so bad that it wasn't even enjoyable for being bad. Probably a romantic comedy. Let's see, because I had to watch a lot of those with my mom because she likes them so much, and my dad likes them too, mysteriously enough. Let's see. Fuck, I don't know. Probably something with Julia Roberts in it. My best friend's wedding was pretty terrible. I don't know. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't really know what the worst movie I've ever seen was. Do you see that you are becoming a caricature of an atheist? A caricature, yeah. I don't know, maybe. I think that some element of self-mockery is kind of warranted. I mean, I can't just be fucking... if you try to be serious all the time, eventually... It's better to be a self-caricature than be caricatured by other people, I think, anyway. Are the members of your closest family atheists, and if not, what is their general opinion on you being one? They're really not, but they don't really try to convert me or anything either. In fact, really, I try to convert them more often than they try to convert me. They're never going to come up against me. See, they're never, my members of my family are not going to try to convert me to Christianity because they know that if they tried that, I would fight back. I would challenge their belief system. A Christian does not try to start an argument with an atheist for the most part, because they know that they're going to get fucking spanked if they try it. Okay? They can't fucking win. Alright? If you look at it from a purely rational point of view, there's no fucking winning from them. The only thing that they can the only trump card they have is that whole faith thing. And I've even tried to take that away from them. So, they don't try anything with me. I try shit with them more often than not. Do you think that the unclear difference between a soul and a God in all religions, not just the big three, truly gives a good argument for disbelief in all things supernatural, even without the argument from evidence? I say so, since a God is basically a spirit of spirit steroids. Really, why not worship the spirit of a mosquito? What? I don't follow. I'm not following that question. I don't know. I'm not. I don't get it. I don't even understand what you're kind of trying to say. Sorry if that made sense. I'm not. I don't have whatever it takes to understand that. It's not in here. I mean, sorry, buddy. Maybe better luck next time. Let's see. If you had a deeply religious mother like mine, would you tell her you were an atheist even if you knew it would hurt her, or would you just pretend to be a Christian to make her happy? If you would be honest with her, would you then try to convince her there is no God, or let her be happy because it helps her cope with grief, lost loved ones, and gives her obvious happiness? I don't know. I mean, if I had a strongly, like, staunchly religious person in my family, like my mother, if my mother was a hardcore Christian instead of like an ultimately moderate Christian, then I don't know. I would basically, I would not pretend to be a Christian. I'll tell you that much. I wouldn't pretend it. I don't give a shit how much it hurts her fucking feelings. I'm not gonna fucking pretend to be something I'm not just to fucking appease somebody. To me, that's maybe I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. It depends on how fucking much of a Christian she was, I guess. If she wanted me to go to church and do all that shit, no way. But if she just needed me to act as though I believed in a higher power around her, and like really, I felt like she would collapse, like I felt like she would implode or something, then maybe I don't know. Probably not. I don't think I would. Really, I don't know. It's a really tough question. I think you really have to deal with that. I can't. You can't put me. I mean, what you're basically doing is trying to put me in a situation that you're in, and then asking me what I would do in that situation. And I never like to do that because there's no way I can understand all the factors going on in your life. You really have to figure that shit out for yourself. Okay? This is not. I'm not answering questions for the sake of giving advice. Okay? I'm not the person you want to take advice from. I mean, I can run my own life. Okay? But beyond that, I'm not really trying to fucking run anyone else's or give anyone else's any ideas on anything. You got to figure that shit out for yourself, especially if you want to call yourself an atheist, because atheism and individualism go hand in hand, and an individualist would fucking figure that shit out for himself. So good luck with it, and it really is a tough situation, and I sympathize with you, but you got to fucking figure that shit on your own, man. Okay. If you fell in love and married... Okay, this is the same question someone else asked. Not going to get to that. Do you believe Richard Dawkins' book, The God Delusion, might work in the way that its author apparently would like it to work, that it would get mostly almost agnostic or halfway atheist Christians to become fully fledged atheists, or is Dawkins just preaching to the choir, not actually converting anybody? I think that 90% of the time, no matter... anything you say, any opinion you present, no matter how well you present it, pretty much, you're almost always preaching to the choir. There's no, basically, you're going to get 90% of the people that already agree with you are going to agree with you, and 10% are going to be people that maybe you convert. And that's about the best you can hope for. You can maybe hope to convert a small portion. Maybe the people who already have the seeds of doubt planted, but, no one is going to be you're never going to have some kind of mass conversion, okay? Because people don't just, wow, well, this idea is much better than mine, so I'm going to go over that. People need a slow, steady thing. It's not a matter of just converting people. You have to people have their big ideology built around them, it's like a fortress of solitude. You have to chip away at it, okay? You can't just tear it down. It just doesn't work like that. Every once in a while, someone will hit something just right that the whole thing crumbles, and like, wow, my eyes are open. But most of the time, you have to chisel away at the thing and really diminish it by degrees, and then they become, they go from hardcore Christian to moderate Christian to agnostic to atheist. It happens over the course of a long period of time. Me, I've always been an atheist, so I wouldn't really understand that mentality, but, fuck, I wonder how long I've been talking. Hold on one second while I check. Jesus. Okay. Did anyone ever send you any better, or for any better way to say it, more challenging to debunk miracles? This person basically, the sentence doesn't really read well when I read it aloud, but what they're asking me is if anyone sent me any better miracles from my miracle challenge than the ones I debunked in my Miracles Whipped one. I haven't seen any. No one has sent me any miracles since then. Maybe they have, and I just haven't looked, because I don't always watch my video responses, but I haven't seen any better miracles. I think someone did send me something about, like, their grandma mysteriously, like, got cured of cancer after going to church or something, but it seemed so hackneyed I didn't even really want to respond to it. Let's see. If you fell... Oh, god damn it. I already did that one. Public, private, or religious elementary school? Are you asking me what I attended? I don't know. I mean, I went to a private school. In your home vid, Dad was missing. Divorce? Yeah, when I was about 3. How old are you? Oh, I was about 4, I think. How old are you? Well, I don't know, man. Why don't you check my fucking profile where it says clearly that I'm 21 years of age? Thank you very much. Not that hard to look up. What prescriptions do you take? None. I'm not on fucking any kind of prescriptions, okay? Unless you count my drinking as a prescription or my hallucinogenic drug use, which is only occasional, as a prescription. Unless you count those things, then no prescriptions here. I'm not on Zoloft or anything like that, if that's what you're fucking asking me. I think you wouldn't see so much anger if I was on any of those prescription drugs. You wouldn't see me doing things like this, just randomly. I'm a tree in the wind. No, wouldn't see that. Sorry. Let's see, what else? What software do you recommend for writing a book? Microsoft Word. You mentioned kids in the hallway. Your kids. No, I don't have no fucking kids. Jesus Christ, please never let me have any kids. I might just smash my balls with a hammer so I don't have any fucking kids. I don't want kids. I hate stupid fucking kids. I hate them. They're dumb and full of stupidness. Dumb, stupid faces and stupid minds. Filled with moronicy. Yes! I made up a word. Yeah, I'm losing my shit. Anyway. Question number 2. How is this number 2? I guess this person asked a question before. Who would win in a fight? Cavemen or astronauts? Are astronauts wearing their astronaut suits? If so, the astronauts. If not, the cavemen. They don't have weapons except what you can find on the ground in a natural setting. Still the same answer. Other than yourself, who is or was your favorite human being? My favorite human being in history? Oh god, that's a tough one. Favorite human being. Okay. Huh. I can't pick just one. I mean, there's so many people that are influential in different ways. I can't just pick one person that I think is the best human being. There's a lot of them out there. I can't limit myself to one person. I don't think that there's ever been one person that's just so much better than everyone else that they deserve special mention above everyone. If you don't believe in souls, then what do you have to say about the proof found by the largely popular and very real paranormal investigation team known as TAPS? They go to places in hopes of disproving a haunting, and when left with evidence that can't be disproven, EVP or video evidence, which they've gotten many times, then it is proof of a spirit or haunting. What do you say about the proven evidence collected by that team? Here's what I say. You're gullible. Subscribe to Skeptic Magazine, watch Penn and Teller's bullshit, watch Mythbusters, read any fucking skeptical book about fucking hauntings and shit like that, and just watch all that little fucking so-called evidence flout away. If there was legitimately true fucking, if there was good solid evidence of fucking ghosts, so the scientific community would not largely reject the notion. Scientists are not the closed-minded people that some of you people want to fucking portray them to be. It's like, ghosts? Well, where's the proof? Oh shit, they proved it! Well, fuck you! We still won't accept you! We don't want ghosts. That doesn't fit in our belief system. We are boxing ourselves off. You know, I don't think that most scientists would do that. I think if there was solid scientific evidence of ghosts, then the scientific community would say, okay, we were wrong, there's ghosts. But that hasn't happened yet. Until that does happen, I'm not giving your fucking ghost shit any credibility. Sorry. Some blurry shit on a camera does not convince me, especially when human beings have a natural predilection for seeing faces and bodies and pictures and stuff in random images. Let's see, how much time do I have left here? 10 minutes. Okay. What is an average day in the life of the Amazing Atheist like? How do you spend your time? Wake up, get out of bed, drag the comb across my head. No. Get up. Well, no, I go to sleep around 3 in the morning. I get up around 9. I go into work. I work for a few hours. Then I play some Tetris. Then I work some more. Then I go to lunch at one of the many crappy restaurants in the Palmdale, Lancaster area. Then I go back to work, and I work for a few more hours, and then I play some fucking Tetris, I chat with people online, I look at pornography, I work on my novel, then I'll usually go in my room, maybe watch Cops, because Cops is almost always on some channel or another. And I love watching that show because I hate cops, and it feeds my rage against the system. Then, if I'm in one of my reading cycles, I'll read something, usually a magazine, then, you know, I'll do these kind of videos, and I'll go to bed. You know? That's how my day goes. Nothing exciting, nothing really thrilling there. So, nothing really amazing in the life of the Amazing Atheist. Sadness, okay. Anyway, so that's that question, and I'm depressed now. Why'd you depress me, you fucking bitch? Anyway, let's see if the next question can pull us out of this depressed funk we're in now. I've been talking for nearly an hour, so I'm kind of running out of fucking fuel. Any advice making videos from an atheist who tends to rant all the time, just can't do it on camera, damn me, LOL. I think I skipped a question, but I'll get back to it. Any advice? Okay, well, I still am camera shy. I don't feel camera shy. I don't, feel like I'm shy right now. But I know that, I'll be sitting there, I'll be talking to myself and, having all these ideas that I want to discuss in the video. And then I'll actually get in front of the camera and I'll say it about half as well as I said it all in my mind. Or even then when I said it out loud, because a lot of times I talk to myself a lot, so I'll be walking around talking to myself, and I'll be saying all the stuff that I'm planning to say in the video, and then I'll get on the camera and I'll say it about half as eloquently as I just did a minute ago. So, you know, the best thing you can do is just start getting in front of the camera and just hoping, you know, just letting it grow on you. You know, eventually I hope to be at the point where I can speak as well on camera as I can as if I was talking to a real person, or if I was just talking to myself and just acting as if there was no fucking camera in the room. So, I mean, that's basically my advice. I mean, it's not fucking priceless advice, but that's my fucking advice. Okay, anyway, moving on. Okay, gotta go back to the one I skipped. Do you see a problem with atheists, especially new and or young atheists, who use phrases like "God damn it, Jesus Christ" or "Oh my God" in their everyday speech? No, I don't. Do you have any tips, advice for breaking this habit? No, because I don't give a shit. Okay, moving on. Have you ever had anyone recognize you in the street besides friends and family? Nope, not yet. I hope when I do, it's someone that hates me, because I hope it's someone like, hey, it's that faggot, the Amazing Atheist, and they try to kick my ass. Because either way, no matter how that fight goes, it's fucking good for me. I mean, if they kick my ass, then I can come on here and be like, some assholes kick my ass in the street. And then it just kind of validates my position, and everyone rallies to my support, like, see, everything he said has been validated. And then if I kick their ass, it adds my status as a badass motherfucker. So either way, it's cool. So I hope it's a detractor. But if it's a friend, that's cool too. Hey, Amazing Atheist, really like your stuff. It's like, fuck you. I'm too. You little people, you're like insects. No one's asked for my autograph yet. If you see me, ask for my autograph, because that'd be fucking really cool. I'd like to sign an autograph. I'd like to feel important. I just want to feel like I'm valid. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep plowing on through, baby. Just plow on through this shit. Oh, God damn it. Where the fuck was I? Shit. What do you think we, the USA, should do about the war? Happy to ask another stupid question, totally unrelated. It can't be totally unrelated because I ask people to ask questions. Any question you ask is related. So, what do I think of the war? I don't. Well, I think about how much it's going to cost as far as money goes, not human life. Human beings have been killing each other since the beginning of time. I don't really see that as a new problem. But in terms of what this war is costing us, it's pretty fucking astronomical, and it's amazing that they would spend this much money on something that's totally fucking frivolous and not even necessary for any sort of true. It's amazing they would spend this much money on an unjustified war, but you have to realize that most of that money is going in the pockets of private corporations that are all buddy-buddy with Bush. So I think this war is a fucking crooked-ass war, but I think the people that are responsible will be held accountable because, they're not just going to get away with it. I think they think they're going to get away with it, but, I think that they're fucking delusional if they think they're going to get away with it. Oh... Let's do 2 more, and then we'll call it a night, and I'll finish the rest up tomorrow. Let's see. If there's anyone you would consider a hero, well-known, or more personal to you, if yes, who? Anyone in my personal life I'd consider a hero? No, I don't really believe in the whole idea of heroes, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know the right people. What literature would you recommend to an atheist parent should buy for a teenager? My choice was The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What should a parent buy for an atheist teenager? Is that the question? I'm not going to read it again. I'll just assume that's what you asked, because I don't remember. It was way back a few seconds ago, and it totally slipped my mind in the meantime. What should a parent buy for an atheist teenager as far as literature goes? 1984 was a lot of fun for me, but that's on a lot of required reading lists. It wasn't on my required reading list. I think I enjoyed it specifically because I wasn't required to read it. It's mostly about political fascism, but it actually really applies more to religion if you actually read it with that in mind. I don't know if an atheist teenager really wants to read actively about atheism unless they're really heavily into the atheism thing. If they do, then I would just buy them lots of science books and Dawkins books and stuff like that. That's not literature, but I think that's what, if someone's really heavily into atheism, that's the kind of stuff they want. If they want something that's story-based, I don't really know. not many writers are atheistic, it would seem to me, because they're all so artistically inclined. People tend to be faithful. I'm an exception to that rule. I think I'm pretty artistic, and I'm not really much for faith myself. I have faith in human beings. I have faith in my own abilities. I have faith in the abilities of others. But I don't have faith in the invisible sky daddy.